Hello, guys. Welcome to a Brett H Productions chill and chat stream with yours truly, Brett from Brett H Productions, the only Brett H from Brett H Productions. Anyway, yes, we're doing your not so weekly, you know, chill and chat here with me. Um, for once, I actually have several topics that I want to discuss. And so, the first topic that I have actually is a bit of housekeeping, I would say. A bit of housekeeping. Yeah, let's call it some housekeeping. Um, so, as I don't know how many of you have noticed, but I've been doing a lot of game streaming, especially in the Far Cry series. I know after Far Cry 3, I actually said I was going to play Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, but then I was just like, no, I think I'll just stick to Far Cry. So I bought Far Cry 4. I know someone said to play GTA 5, but I'm sorry to say I just don't have any interest in GTA 5. I played GTA 4 back on like when I had a PlayStation 3. I didn't think it was that much fun personally. But anyway, back to what I was saying. We have a bit of housekeeping related to the uh, the streams lately, and this is not something I actually wanted to say, but it seems to me that I have to kind of make it known what's going on with my streams. So here's what it is, okay? Now, some people, when they do game streams, especially, PC players, because I'm playing on PC here, some people have, a multi-monitor setup, so where they can have the game on one screen, chat on another screen. Of course, these people are also using a headset, so they can just reply to chats as I am talking to you now. And so what you have to understand is that the first thing, I'm playing fairly late at night. Like, for me, it's anywhere between 8 p.m. and sometimes I'm, starting as late as 10 p.m. I'll go to 1 or 2 or 3 in the morning. And that's my first point, is that I can't use my headset at that time to talk because, there's other people in the house that are trying to sleep and I would wake them up if I'm down here chatting as I am now. So that's one thing. And to go with that is that I don't have a multi-monitor setup. I have one monitor. So the only way I can monitor the chat is that I have to have it up on my phone. Now my phone sits atop my computer tower, which is right next to me. That noise, that's my computer tower, right here. My phone sits atop it, out of my eye level. I can't see it unless I stand up and look at it. So I had noticed recently, especially on some of my later Far Cry 3 streams, that there was a few chat people getting mad that I wasn't responding to them. And it's like, I want to say that I'm sorry. I do. But, I'm actually not sorry. Because you have to understand that I am only one person. I'm the one on the keyboard and mouse playing the game. I can't be standing up every 5 seconds to look at the chat and respond to people's chats. So getting mad at me for not seeing your chat ain't gonna do anything. I'm sorry to be that way about it, but it just annoys me that, you know, these people seem to think that everyone is the same on YouTube when it comes to live streaming. I'm here to play the game. I'm not really here to chat when I'm playing a game. I'm sorry to be that way. You guys are more than welcome to chat amongst yourself, and if I happen to see it when I look up, and I might reply, and that's fine, but I will not reply to chats when I'm playing a game on stream. So I'm sorry if that upsets anybody, but that's just how it is. And you also have to understand, this is my channel. I do things the way I want to. Too often do I see YouTube channels where, you know, especially the big ones, where it's like they just do things because their subscribers want them to. You gotta understand, I don't do that. I do things I want to. So it kind of upsets me when people are like that in my streams. And especially then that one person went and said, hey, could you play GTA 5 story? And it's like, you know, that's another thing. I don't need recommendations. I don't need, you know, oh, will you please play this? Because more than likely I'm going to say no. Again, I play games that interest me. You know, I played Far Cry 3, and I was, you know, really enjoying the atmosphere and the open world of the game. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna buy Far Cry 4. As I said earlier, I just am not a fan of GTA, so I'm probably not gonna play GTA 5 for whoever asked about it. So again, I'm not really sorry if that upsets you, but I don't need recommendations. I don't do that, you know. If I made money doing YouTube and could buy all the games people wanted me to, maybe. But again, I only play games that I want to. There's a lot of games out there I don't like. So that's why I don't need recommendations from anybody. It's a lot of housekeeping, but, you know, I have to lay down the rules because sometimes I feel like people tend to just forget them. And that kind of annoys me when people act a certain way, like they own this, they own somebody. I hate that when other YouTubers I watch, that they kind of let their subscribers dictate what their content's gonna be. It's like, you know, it's their channel. They should be able to run it the way they want to. That's why I like MGO. He just does what he wants to. He doesn't do things that his subscribers suggest that he should. And I know it's just a suggestion, but I don't need it. And actually the last bit of housekeeping related to the game streams. Don't give me advice if I don't ask for it. It's kind of a pet peeve of mine. And I don't like when people do that. And I know you're like, we're just trying to help. Well, I'm sorry. If I'm playing a game and I'm struggling, and unless I say, hey, can somebody help me with this? More than likely, I don't need help. Even if I'm dying 12 times, I don't care. It's the way that I play the game. People just have to accept it and get over it. Because again, it's my channel, I'm the one playing the game, I'm gonna do things the way that I want to, especially with Far Cry, you know, where I can tackle, you know, a mission or an outpost in different manners. So, you know, you guys are just the audience. Alright? I don't need help unless I ask for it. I know it seems like a small thing, but please, just refrain from giving help unless I ask for it. And especially, there was one stream that I did where someone had made a point when I was playing Far Cry 4 that they're just like, oh, you only have a couple 100,000 rupees, like I've got like 4 million. You need to upgrade your stuff. And it's like, no shit. I just started playing the game. How much money do you expect me to have by now? And this is my first time. Like, don't sit there and compare yourself to me and then tell me I need to do this or that. I know what I'm doing, contrary to what you might think. Anyway, sorry for getting a little agitated, but these are the things that bother me. And I'm not afraid to be vocal about it. So now that the housekeeping is out of the way, we can move on. And I can start what I was going to do while on this stream, which is continue to build something. I've actually recently taken up scale modeling. I've been doing some model tanks. It's actually quite fun. Which, I mean, I have so far one completed, which is a 1/35th scale Tiger 1, and I like it. It looks great to me. It's not perfect by any means, but it's my first tank model, so it's perfect for me. Anyway, I actually have like 3 projects going right now in terms of scale models. I've got out in the barn where I do my spray paint, because I don't have space for an airbrush, so I just use rattle can spray paints. Regular spray paint. Well, it's model spray paint. Either way, you know what I mean. And out there I'm painting a US M41 Walker Bulldog tank. That's currently in the process of drying. I put its coat of olive green paint on today after priming it yesterday. And then in the family room, I have a 1/35th scale T-3476 tank that I was hand painting its camo pattern, because I don't have that good of a way to do a camo pattern otherwise, so working with what I got. And then, of course, in front of me now, in the assembly stage, I have a 1/35th scale Challenger 1 Mark III tank. And I started assembling it last night. I didn't get very far, because I started at like 4 a.m. after another Far Cry 4 stream. So yeah, that's what I'm doing, and I like scale modeling. It lets me, when I would do Gunpla, I was never big into painting. I still don't paint my Gunpla, but I like the tanks because it's a lot of large and open surfaces, and painting them isn't much of a hassle for me. Sometimes assembly is. I don't always put on all the small parts, like my M41 out there had, I'm trying to think, 12 little tiny handles that were supposed to go on the turret section, and I put 4 of them on one side. I'm like, forget this. This is ridiculous. All these stupid handles. So, yeah. that's what's been going on with me. Just focusing on doing some modeling. I haven't built a Gunpla in a while. I've kind of been taking a break from Gunpla to focus on some scale modeling. So it's been fun for me. God, no one's actually watching this. So yeah, I know I said I had a lot to talk about, and now I'm like, I was gonna talk about something, but then I'm like, no, because I've got a separate video for that. I guess I don't have that much to talk about, do I? Oh, there's just been a lot of interesting entertainment news going on that I've noticed. Let's see. Well, there's always the stuff that's been going on with Star Trek, even though I am not a Star Trek person at all. It's just been interesting to follow it, because to me it's funny because of the fact that, you know, people have been been like, oh, Star Wars is absolutely destroyed right now because of the failure of the sequel trilogy. I can't tell you how many videos I get popping up in my recommended feed, you know, that are Star Wars, how to kill a franchise, how to kill a franchise. Like, that's what they all are titled, how to kill a franchise. And I'm just sitting here like, you know, I get it. I do. But I also feel like some of these people are being a bit over dramatic with their video titles. You know, how to kill a franchise, or of course, you know, there's other popular ones, why it failed, so on and so forth. And you know, how many, yeah, and it's like, how do I want to start this sentence? It's kind of like, I get it, you know, I get that you're not a fan of the new Star Wars, but it's like, okay. Anyway, but yeah, Star Trek has been, from what I've seen and people talking about it on YouTube, that, you know, Star Trek is kind of just that's a term. That's a term now for bombing. Yeah, Star Trek is just getting driven into the ground. And I guess it really does show when, you know, the Star Trek, I don't know, whoever is in charge of, whoever's in charge of Star Trek right now, they come up with a new show idea that where the hell did that come? There it is. That not a single company, not a single one, wants to be international distributors of. It's like, how did you How did you mess up Star Trek, of all things, to where nobody wants anything to do with it? How do you do that? And you know, I can hear some people probably being like, well, look at Star Wars. And I'm just like, yeah, that's a fair comparison. Because, you know, it's like after Picard, or not Picard, not yet, Star Trek Discovery, and it's not so good following, or not so good, you know, what it did to Star Trek essentially. Which I guess from what I've seen from people who talk about Star Trek, that Discovery wasn't terrible, but it also wasn't very good. Well, this is dumb. How am I supposed to put these little nuts on here if I can't get to it? The screw. Whatever. It's glued on there anyway. I don't care. Some of this has like spots where it's supposed to be screwed in, but like you can't get to the spot to put, like, it's got like a bolt that's supposed to go on the other side and you can't actually get to the stupid bolt. But I'm like, whatever. The plastic part got glued on to the plastic part. It ain't gonna go anywhere. But anyway, back to what I was saying about Star Trek is that, you know, some people didn't mind Discovery, Star Trek Discovery, but it obviously wasn't what they wanted it to be compared to other, you know, past Star Trek properties. And that's how people are with Star Wars, you know, it's like, oh, the sequel trilogy is never gonna be as good as the old trilogy. And it's like, maybe it won't. And I mean, you know, it's one of those things where you're like, maybe Disney learned their lesson with the Star Wars sequel trilogy. And how not to do Star Wars, basically. I doubt it, because they're Disney, but that's actually a good topic, is that I've been seeing some interesting, very interesting things about how Disney actually right now isn't doing so hot. And Sorry, I'm just focusing on this. But anyway, yeah, Disney's not doing so hot right now. And yeah, I'm not worried about the screws. It's on there. It's glued. Anyway, it's not at all surprising to me that Disney's not doing so hot. Because when you think about it, all of their big movies got pushed back. You know, Black Widow got pushed back. Mulan got pushed back. Etc., etc. And, you know, I get what Disney wants. They want to release it in theaters. They do. That's what they want. They want you to go see it in the theater. Because they know that that is how they will make their money, the most money back on these big movies, is by having people see it in the fucking theater. This is fucking stupid. Apparently it needs these goddamn screws. But I can't put the fucking screws in. Because the bolts are too fucking small. Ugh, I hate this. Anyway. Disney wants you to see these movies in the theater. And it's like, well... sorry, because... you know, theaters aren't really working right now. Let's try this again. I just don't get how these screws are supposed to go and get screwed on. Because I can't get my... Getting really pissed off at these fucking bolts. Sorry. This is goddamn stupid. I don't get it. How is this supposed to go on? Give me a minute. Okay, now demagnetize. I hate screwdrivers. Get the fuck. I